Welcome to the Man Utd stream. Hope you're doing well. Tuesday morning, and we've got a transfer bombshell in André Onana wanting to leave Man Utd. Yes, you're hearing that right. André Onana might be on his way out of United before this transfer window closes. It is shocking news. I mean, a week ago we were talking about him not going anywhere. We heard from Rúben Amorim saying that he's happy with André Onana and his second reserve goalkeeper, and they're not going anywhere. And then suddenly, now we're getting news this morning that he could be on his way out of Old Trafford to another club before the transfer window closes. This is huge news. It's going to be a transfer bombshell if anything like this takes place. But have United got time within these last few days before the transfer window closes to get this deal done? We're going to be discussing that and lots more in today's show. We're going to be discussing Kobbie Mainoo. Could he also be another player that receives the axe before the transfer window closes? We've got lots of transfer news to cover in today's show, so make sure you stick around, make sure you hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber to the Man Utd stream channel, or it's the first time you've come across this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest transfer news and more from Man Utd from one single daily dose. So a transfer bombshell. In the last 24 hours, we started getting some rumours, some reports that Onana could be on his way out. First, we heard some rumours and reports that Onana has requested that Man Utd let him leave. Then suddenly, we've started getting reports of certain clubs that have made inquiries with Man Utd on a loan move for Onana. This would be huge. We've got plenty of time. We've got till Monday evening until the transfer window closes. So if a loan deal is to be sorted out, that can be done within a day or two. Onana is definitely a possibility on leaving. Now, a week ago we heard from Rúben Amorim that he's happy with Onana, but then he didn't play him, and that was the biggest sign, wasn't it? He wasn't playing him. He was match fit. He was match fit. He was ready to go. He didn't play him against Arsenal, but the biggest surprise was when he didn't play him against Fulham away from home, and then you knew it. You knew it, that he is on his way out. Any player that finds himself on the bench when he's fully fit and was part of the first team needs to start asking questions as to what his future is like at United. I'm sure Onana has been told by Rúben Amorim or his coaching staff that, look, he's going to have to compete this year. And as expected, United are looking and will be signing Senny Lemons before the transfer window closes. So they'll have 4 goalkeepers at the club. Who'll be number one? Of course, the one that they've just bought. They're not going to bring him to just sit him on the bench. So Onana must know his future is not at United, and that's why he's probably actively looking around Europe to see where he could go. Now, one club that has registered their interest is Real Betis. When I heard that name, I wasn't too happy, and the reason why is because Real Betis are skint. They haven't got any money. They can't even afford to buy Anthony for about 50 million. They want him back on loan, and I knew immediately that they're going to be looking for a loan move for Onana, and that's exactly what they've suggested. They want Onana on loan, and so have Inter Milan registered their interest. His previous club might want Onana back as well. There'll be lots of other clubs around Europe looking at this right now, thinking, right, okay, we could bring in a goalkeeper like Onana on loan, and that's pretty cheap. It's going to work out pretty cheap for them, hence why Real Betis are in the mix, trying to do this deal with United, trying to get Onana on a cheap deal, maybe where United pay some of his salary as well. I hope not, but that could be the possibility. But Onana leaving United in these next couple of days is a very strong possibility. Let us know in the comments below what you think about this. Was it expected by you guys, or were you thinking Onana's still going to stay and he's still going to fight for his position and he might still be our number one goalkeeper? One thing is for sure, whatever you hear from Rúben Amorim, you've got to take with a huge pinch of salt. He might say he's in favour of this player and that player, but he, just like the fans, is watching the game and he knows where his weakest links are in the team. So when people come out saying, oh, he favours certain players, I don't believe he does. I don't believe he favours certain players. I believe that he watches the game and understands who is giving him something and who is not giving anything towards the team. So I think he's not going to take any prisoners. Amorim knows that this season is make or break for his career at United. If they fail, he's going to be be out, and if they don't, of course, he will carry on in the job. So he needs to make sure that the players that he's playing are 100% trustworthy and will give it their all. And clearly he feels Onana is not one of those players, and we've seen several other players that he's got rid of in this summer transfer window, or will be getting rid of in this summer transfer window, like Garnacho, that he feels is not trustworthy and cannot trust them when he sends them out on the pitch. So we have till Monday evening before the transfer window closes. That means there's lots and lots of business that United still will be doing before the window closes. Trust me, we've got lots of here we go nows yet to come. Of course, we've got quite a few on the outgoing side. We've got Garnacho, Sancho, Anthony, Rasmus, Hojlund. So many players that will be sold or sent out on loan by United. So there's lots of here we go nows from now till Monday evening, but we're hoping for some here we go nows for coming ins. Yes, we want a few players that we desperately want coming in. Of course, we've got the Lemons, the goalkeeper, but we want someone like a midfielder. We are desperately looking for a CDM, and that's where the future of Kobbie Mainoo is in discussion. We're up in discussion talking about Kobbie Mainoo. Yesterday, we broke the news to you that Kobbie Mainoo might be on his way out of United, and look, bringing that news to you was kind of difficult. We didn't want to believe that. We didn't want to believe that because we like Kobbie Mainoo. We think he is the future of United, especially in that midfield. We think he's a fantastic young player. We should not be selling talent like this. But there is a real possibility that if an offer comes in, a decent offer comes in for Kobbie Mainoo, that they will sell him. He's competing against Bruno Fernandes for the same position. It's going to be almost impossible for him to get game time if that is the case. If Bruno Fernandes stays fit, he's clearly going to start ahead of Kobbie Mainoo. It's a no-brainer. He's not going to get any game time. So Kobbie Mainoo and his agents and his team probably thinking behind the scenes that, look, our player's not going to get any time, so we might as well try and push for a move out of the club. We've not signed a new contract. We're in the last 24 months of our contract, so maybe, just maybe, they might sell us if a decent offer comes in. For me, it's an absolute no-no. I think Kobbie Mainoo is a generational talent. We need to keep hold of this kind of talent and make them integrate into the team. Yes, he might be not being played right now, and he needs to take a chill pill as well. But both sides need to realise that, look, there's a moment where he's not playing, but who knows what happens in the future, whether Bruno Fernandes gets injured, whether the team gets shifted up, formation changes. You know, I definitely think the formation change is needed. I think Rúben Amorim has to mix it up. He has to accept that the oppositions have worked out exactly how United play, and he needs to switch it up. He needs to surprise them. So he needs to change formations every game, different tactics, different things work. That's what I think United should be doing, and he needs to wake up and smell the coffee. Everyone's going to work him out, and everyone in this season, if we carry on playing the way we're going to do, they're going to just set up exactly the way as Fulham did, and they're going to shaft us in every game. Now, other deals that United are still working on and progressing slowly are, number one, Rasmus Hojlund to Napoli. We're hearing that personal terms have been agreed between Rasmus Hojlund and Napoli, and it's just a matter of time, a few tweaks here and there, and we're going to be getting a here we go now for Rasmus Hojlund to Napoli on loan with an obligation to buy. That was the key thing that Rasmus Hojlund wanted within this loan deal, that if he does well out in Napoli, Napoli are obligated to buy him. There's no way that they'll send him back to United, and that is a statement from Rasmus Hojlund himself. He's saying, thank you very much, Man United, but no thank you. I'm not going to be coming back here. If I do well, I want to stay out there in Napoli. I don't want the club to force me back to United, or I don't want United to take me back again. And look, I wish him the best of luck. He's a young player. He can still progress himself. He's got the potential to become a top striker. It's just not worked for him at United. It genuinely hasn't worked for him at United, but there's lots of players recently who've struggled at United for whatever reason. We're not quite sure, but if he does a McTominay on us, I'm sure United will regret that. And I guess that's the risk with selling any player or loaning any player. You just don't know what's going to happen in the future. They might turn into superstars, they might not, but that is the way transfers work and football works. You can't look back in regret. You've got to move forward and look to the future. Now, we mentioned Real Betis coming in for Onana. They also want Anthony. They've been working on Anthony for some time. Anthony, of course, had a loan spell there last season. He was fantastic for them, but Real Betis haven't got the money to come out and buy Anthony. They now are pushing for another season-long loan for Anthony, but Man United do not want this. Man United, the people behind the scenes, we've heard from sources sources do not want to send Antony on loan to Real Betis. They don't feel it's beneficial for them. They want to get rid of Antony. They want to sell him, and they're hoping that last minute offers might come in for Antony where they can sell him and get rid and not have any responsibility towards the player. Imagine if Antony's out on a season-long loan in Real Betis, gets injured and has a long-term injury, and then United are shafted, and that's a risk that United have to take out of the equation. They want Real Betis to either have an obligation to buy at the end of the loan move, or they want to sell to some other club. Let's watch this space, because it doesn't look like there's many clubs out there who are making offers for Antony right now. So Real Betis are in the driving seat, and they're hoping that nearer to the end of the transfer window closing, United turn around and agree a loan move for Antony to Real Betis. Now, the two deals that everyone's been talking about, watching for a long time throughout this summer transfer window, is number one, Garnacho to Chelsea and Sancho to whoever the hell wants him. Now, in the deal for Garnacho, we've known for some time Chelsea are trying to hardball United, trying to lowball actually United by giving an absolute crap offer and waiting until United collapse. They know United need to get rid of him. They know United don't want Garnacho lingering around the club any longer. They've seen him last season and they don't want him there at all. They don't want him even within the building, never mind coming in for training or anything. They don't want him there. He's just a bad omen and they want him out. And Chelsea know this. So Chelsea are waiting and waiting. They know that they can go in there and make an offer that United might be forced to accept. And so they're just waiting. They're just waiting until the very last minute to get this deal done. And Garnacho sat there. He's chilled out as well because he just wants United to suffer for whatever they've done to him. So that is the Garnacho situation. Just fingers crossed, hoping that this guy just gets sold. And then there's Sancho. And well, look, Sancho, we're still not clear where he might end up this summer transfer window. There was some talk about him going back to Borussia Dortmund, but we've heard that Borussia Dortmund, the hierarchy at Borussia Dortmund, have ruled out a move for Jadon Sancho. They do not want him back at the club. So again, Borussia Dortmund have lost faith in Jadon Sancho. There's not many clubs out there right now that are going to be looking at Jadon Sancho thinking, right, let's take this guy. He's been rejected by so many clubs he's rejected, so no one wants to be embarrassed by this guy. So they just want to stay away. But let's wait and see. Hopefully, before the transfer window closes, these two deals are over the line, get over the line, and we can have a clean slate and Rúben Amorim can really start grinding with the players that he's got. That is it for today's show, guys. Like always, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest news and more from one single daily dose. You are watching the Man Utd Stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans.